Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. A hearty welcome to all of you. We have gathered here to pay our tributes to the founder of our college, the Reverend Dr. Bhaskar Pandurang Hiwale, a rare man of lofty ideals, abundant ideas, immense enthusiasm, the founder of Ahmednagar College that changed the fortunes of scores of people. His dauntless spirit, deep compassion, wide knowledge, and a large heart helped to launch countless careers and contributed to the growth and progress of Ahmednagar. His decision to establish this college way back in 1947 was nothing short of revolutionary. That one decision changed the life of generations of people in Ahmednagar district and beyond. This college became the gateway to the future for many people from far and wide, and it has remained such a life-making institution till date. We salute him this morning because thousands of households have hope and certitude in their lives, thanks to the educational opportunity that he made possible. We salute him this morning because so many individuals over the past several decades have achieved admirable progress thanks to the characters molded by this college that he made it possible. We salute him this morning because without prejudice or partiality on account of birth or creed, class or caste, money or merit, students from near and far have studied here and have moved up in life, thanks to the noble principles of this institute that he made possible. Friends, therefore, every year we celebrate the 22nd of January as a special occasion. We have with us for this special occasion a very special guest, an alumnus of a college whose accomplishments are numerous. As an IRS officer, yet a proud son of Ahmednagar, Mr. Vinay Ohol, retired Assistant Commissioner, Central Excise Department. We welcome you for today's program. Now I request our principal, Dr. R.J. Barnabas, to present his welcome address.
Greetings to all of you and welcome to this, the 132nd Founders Day function of our college. Traditionally, we at Ahmednagar College celebrate the birth of our founder to remember his life, his times, his dreams and visions that he had for you and me, and the many sacrifices that he made for you and me in starting this very prestigious institution in the year 1947. The idea is to ensure and to make people know what he had in mind and the ethos behind starting Ahmednagar College, and in doing so hope that his life serves as an inspiration not only to them but continues to serve as an inspiration to each and every one of us. This morning we have amongst us as our guest of honor, Mr. Vinay Daniel Ohol. Mr. Vinay Daniel Ohol is based in Mumbai. Currently he is retired. He is a past student of Ahmednagar College. He joined Ahmednagar College after completing his schooling in the Sacred Heart Convent High School and went on to do his Masters in Economics in the year 1980. Subsequently, in 1982, he joined the Department of Customs and Central Excise as an inspector, and after 30 years of unblemished and distinguished service, retired in 2017 as an Assistant Commissioner in Mumbai. We are honored and proud of him as a past student and alumni, and we also look forward to listening to what he has to say in mind. While reading his biodata, among the many things that struck me is that he said that he continues the legacy of the college by way of enabling persons into the betterment of their prospects and becoming better citizens. This is something that our founder always wanted our students to do, to carry on the legacy and motivate more and more students to do well and excel in their chosen field of activity. He has also, may I add before I close, been appreciated by his department and has been recommended twice in the Mumbai zone for the President's Award. Besides all of this, he is a friend and well-wisher of Ahmednagar College. We thank him for graciously accepting our invitation to be a part of this function and our guest of honor for today. And we look forward to hearing his thoughts about what Ahmednagar College has done for him, what the founder and the people thereafter has done in shaping him and his career, and how he has carried out his life walking along the footsteps that has been told to him by this great institution of ours. I welcome each and every one of you again for today's function. God bless you all. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Great souls do things which no one has begun to even dream. A founder is among such legends. At a time when everyone traveled to big cities seeking better prospects, he traveled away from the biggest Indian city, Bombay, to better the prospects of the youth of Ahmednagar district. He traded his present for the future of many. His simple dream to create educational opportunities for the needy, like the proverbial candle, he's literally brought light into the lives of innumerable people from all parts of Ahmednagar, Maharashtra and India. On the occasion of the Founders' Day, we remember our beloved founder, the Reverend Bhaskar Pandurang Hiwale, with utmost respect, admiration and affection. Let us hope to be able to have such qualities as we pay our tributes to our founder. On behalf of management of BPHE Society and Ahmednagar College, may I request Dr. R.J. Barnabas, Principal, Ahmednagar College, to please come forward to garland the founder's bust. Thank you, sir. On behalf of BPHE Society's Institute of Management Studies, Director Dr. M. B. Mehta will offer the tributes. Thank you, sir. On behalf of BPHE Society's CSRD ISWR, Director Dr. Suresh Pathare will offer the floral tributes. Thank you, sir. On behalf of the Administration Council, I request Dr. Somwajji, Coordinator, Ahmednagar Sub-Center of Savitribai Phule, Pune University, to offer the floral tributes. Thank you, sir. On behalf of the non-teaching staff, I request the Registrar, Mr. A.Y. Balid, to offer the floral tributes. Thank you, sir. Now is the time to hear to our chief guest. May I call upon Mr. Vinay Ohol to share his thoughts.
Honorable Dr. R.J. Barnabas, members of the faculty, and ladies and gentlemen, a very good morning to all of you as we gather around the statue of the founder, director, first principal of Ahmednagar College to celebrate the Founders' Day. It is indeed a privilege for me. At the same time, I am very humbled to be speaking about Dr. Reverend Bhaskar Pandurang Hiwale. The reason for being humbled is I am a very small person as compared to Dr. Hiwale. But I thank God Almighty that I get this opportunity to share a few words on this very wonderful morning. Though I am miles away from you all, in spirit and in thought. I travel today morning. As I enter the main gate and through the gate of the chapel, take a right turn and walk towards the statue, the bust of Dr. Hiwale, I go back many years. Though I never got to see Dr. Hiwale in person, but I have always heard a lot about him. Not just from the then teachers when I was a student in the college, but also very senior citizens of the society. When they used to ask, where are you studying? And I used to say, I'm studying in the Ahmednagar College. Some would very fondly say, so you're studying in Papa Hiwale's college. They used to all lovingly call him Papa. It is for these reasons that I feel very humbled as I speak to you all. Born in January 1889, having completed his bachelor's degree from the Wilson's College, Bombay, also later going to Harvard University and getting a doctorate, a PhD in philosophy, and also being qualified with a Bachelor of Divinity and being a full-fledged reverend or a priest in charge. Since 1930, he was teaching at the Wilson College, Bombay, and was also the head of Department of Philosophy. It was sometime during the year 1945 when he had the opportunity, along with a few delegates, to visit Ajmer for a conference of the churches. And many people who gathered there had the interaction with Dr. Hiwale. And he soon realized that of the gathering that was there was only one graduate from the delegates. Only a few could speak English, but most of them were absolutely illiterate and therefore could not understand what was going on in that conference. And it was at this conference sometime in 1945 that a thought was passed across that if something seriously is not done about educating the Christian masses, and especially the Marathi Christians or the Maharashtrian lot, things would remain the same, and the Maharashtrian Christians, to be very specific, would remain illiterate. So therefore, a suggestion was made to Dr. Hiwale that he should start a college. And the question was, where would they like to start a college? And it was told to him that in the heart of the Ahmednagar city, which was the bustling center for Marathi mission activities. The reason being specific, as I gather through the old records, that way back in 1845, 1850, an effort was made to start a college in Ahmednagar. But unfortunately, due to the epidemic of the plague then, and to the long years of famine, this dream never really flourished or came to be. Though a college was initially started, it is said it had to be soon closed because of the long-lasting famine. The famine of Ahmednagar district is so bad, or was so bad for many years, that Ahmednagar district was classified as a drought-prone area project district. And for many years, until the dam waters and the rivers were canalized and Ahmednagar became a lobby of sugar manufacturing and also cash crops, the picture of Ahmednagar was always of poverty, dependency on water and illiteracy. Therefore, when Dr. Hiwale decided to start a college in Ahmednagar, his first thought was that could we send Christians or Maharashtrians to places like Bombay? Because then Wilson College was there in Mumbai, which was a mission college. Wilson College and a few colleges in Maharashtra were coming under the banner of Marathi Mission, American Marathi Mission, Board of Marathi Mission. And the concept could not really become true because of finances. How could an ordinary man then finance his child to travel all the way to Mumbai or Bombay and then put him as a boarder, bear the cost of education? Though at that time, Bombay University was equivalent to any other foreign university. So therefore, when the college was proposed to be started, most people mocked at him, like he is trying to start a college in a place which is known for its famine, which is known for the rain shortfall. And how could he start a college where people would not be afford to education? How they could afford to travel? How they could afford to come and stay there? There were a number of questions and challenges, and the first major challenge was to gather rupees 1 lakh or dollars 31,000 at that time to register the college with the Bombay Presidency, because the University of Bombay, or the then Authority on Education in Mumbai, did not want any fly-by-night colleges or education institutions to be started. So Dr. Hiwale at the material time put in his own earnings and traveled to United States, and meeting few churches over there and few friends of his over there, he got a check with a promise that it would be paid by the American board by the year 1955. He came back, and the moment the check was signed, the dream of Dr. Hiwale and a few local people in Ahmednagar as well as in the Marathi mission, the dream came to be. It was in the year 1947 that Ahmednagar College initially started with a meager registration of 350 students, with two main streams of arts and science. The college has the uniqueness of having departments of Urdu language, of the Persian language, and also of Ardh Magadhi, which was then being taught, along with English and other literature subjects. And the stream of science also was started. But how did the infrastructure come to be? Again, a question of funds arose. Where could he get the funds and the material for building the initial building that was required to start a college? It happened to be that at that time there was an auction of war material, and Dr. Hiwale came to know that some buildings and barracks were to be demolished and to be sold off. And he gathered around some money, borrowed it, and for a sum of 4,000 he could pick the bid, because all other bidders, on moment they noticed that Dr. Hiwale is trying to buy this material to build a college, they all withdraw from the bidding. And so Dr. Hiwale could take off all that material, bring it down to the college campus and build his first building. It is also said that the science building which was built by a local Hindu builder who only took his word of promise that the amount of 60,000 would be paid by Dr. Hiwale or the mission, and without, only on the basis of that promise, Dr. Hiwale's science building was initially built without giving any advance. The amount of 50,000 was gradually paid. Well, this is all about the infrastructure and how the college came to be. But Ahmednagar College holds the distinction of being the first college in the district, and it also has the uniqueness of having a very cosmopolitan nature. Back then we didn't have the concept of malls or the D-marts where you got everything under one roof. But when we as students joined college sometime in the year 1974, Dr. Hiwale was by then no more. He had passed away in September 1961. It is the most unfortunate part that having started a college in 1947, the then University of Pune, under whom the college ultimately was affiliated, had started formulating a rule of the tenure of service, and it finalized that 60 years would be the maximum that a person could teach in a college or hold a post in the college. And that this decision shocked Dr. Hiwale greatly, because he wanted to do so much more, because it was his dream. I would classify him as a visionary missionary, because it was his mission to start this college and give education to all those who would otherwise would not have had an opportunity to get quality education. We as students have heard this being told to us that this is one college which has got 3 branches, arts, science and commerce, by the time we had joined. And you have a education facility right up to the doctorate level. The college also has a separate campus for socio-economic development titled as the CSRD, Center for Studies in Rural Development. As of today, it also boasts of a College of Management Science and also working for people with disabilities. The college then under Dr. Hiwale, though it started in a very small way, it has grown on to be a huge campus with multiple courses and with multiple facilities. I remember then that this college was the unique college of having a swimming pool, a large parade ground for the NCC, a large cricket ground and separate courts, an indoor auditorium and a badminton facility. Leave aside the numerous laboratories, the various departments, and also a workshop for children or students who would like to hone up their technical skills. Separate departments gave students an opportunity to really develop themselves. Dr. Hiwale, though could not really have a long tenure in the college, but what he started as a dream, what he started as a vision, was taken forward by the principals who later followed him. As we stand here and pay our respects and bow down our heads for Dr. Hiwale, let us be thankful to God that this missionary, Reverend Dr. Hiwale, has provided us, all Marathi Christians and people at large in Ahmednagar district, a wonderful institution to come and harness our skills. He believed in empowering people with knowledge because knowledge sets you free. Every person who has come to Ahmednagar College has been set free from bondages of poverty, from bondages of weakness, of ignorance, and has made him capable of joining new streams of life. There are many famous personalities who have come out of the Ahmednagar College. There are theatre personalities, there are authors, writers, poets, there are scientists, and a number of fields have been marked by people who are ex-alumni of Ahmednagar College. The Ahmednagar College has also given the Indian Army a range of officers who have joined the army during the year around 1974 to 1980 and even further than that. Then on an average around 25 to 40 people or students used to regularly join the Indian Army on short service commission basis. The NCC provided them a wonderful platform. The National Social Service course provided people to be inspired to do social work, and then the MSW course also added to their qualifications. Many people who got educated in Ahmednagar stayed back in Ahmednagar and contributed to the society. Though Dr. Hiwale is no more with us, what followed after him is a wonderful story of the same dream and the same vision growing from strength to strength, numbers to numbers, and from quality to quality. Though we are here to celebrate the Founders' Day, I think it would be most appropriate to also remember the subsequent principals of the college who led the college to what it is to its present glory. I distinctly remember Dr. Thomas Barnabas, the son-in-law who had married Madam Manorama Barnabas, the daughter of Dr. Hiwale. And I think this marriage sealed Dr. Thomas Barnabas' stay in Ahmednagar and also nurtured the sharing of the vision of Dr. Hiwale. The longest tenure that a principal could be had was by Dr. Thomas Barnabas, who was also known as just T. Barnabas. A quiet person, but a very strict academician, a doctorate in science, and Madam Barnabas was then the only lady in India who had the distinction of being an MA in psychology and a doctorate in psychology. And I had the good fortune of being her student when I was studying psychology while doing BA. Though I majored in economics with a major, Sociology and psychology were my additional subjects. Dr. T. Barnabas, as we all referred to him, was a quiet person, not fond of luxuries of life, would be seen walking around on the campus and in the evenings doing rounds on the running track as his evening exercise. Madam Barnabas would also never be seen traveling in a car or on a scooter most of the times, unless she had to travel to Pune to attend any university meetings or for some official business. But most of the time, you could see her figure running around or literally walking a brisk pace from her department of psychology to her residence or towards the office. The uniqueness of Dr. Thomas Barnabas is he remembered every student by name and by the achievements that he had made. In the year 1978-79, I was honored with the late Balasaheb Deshpande English Prize for getting the highest marks in the final year BA examination. And it happened that during the prize distribution ceremony, he looked at me, he saw me receiving that prize, he also saw me receiving the Cohesive Science Exhibition Prize and a few more awards for other extracurricular activities. And as I was working under the Earn and Learn scheme, the next day on the Monday morning, I visited his office for some work, and he asked me that today, Ohol, you have risen in my eyes. Because for him, a student gaining achievement in academics was more important because that would be the path for the student's future progress. I have also been greatly influenced by the subsequent principal, who after Thomas Barnabas' almost 3 decades of principalship was Dr. Joseph Barnabas, or whom we refer to as J. Barnabas, who was a doctorate in physics, also a Bachelor of Divinity, the Reverend of the College Chapel, and who also taught us civilization science, a subject which was far away from his doctorate of physics. But we, a small bunch of students, used to gather in a small classroom, and he would come there and see that the portion was completed. As regards his wife, again daughter of Dr. Hivale, that is Dr. Sarla Barnabas, whom most people had referred to as a mother figure, was the head of the English department, and she nurtured qualities in us to become creative writers. I learned to really write good poetry under her and to also study good English and also read lovely books. As far as Dr. J. Barnabas is concerned, what I distinctly remember about him is his sermons in the college chapel. The most precise sermons that I have ever heard in my life were from Dr. Joseph Barnabas. And we used to look forward while we attended the college chapel services for waiting to hear from Dr. J. Barnabas. And there were many principals who followed after J. Barnabas. There were many famous personalities who were nurtured in the Ahmednagar College. The playwright, actor, director, Dr. Madhukar Toradmal was nurtured by Ahmednagar College, and his play, Tarunturka Mahatare Arka, still draws huge crowd. The play was initially written in the Ahmednagar College, hosted by the students of Ahmednagar College before it was thrown open to commercial theatre. Dr. Ratnaparki, a mathematician and statistician, also got a distinction of being the doctorate in mathematics and statistics and having done the doctorate on a very rare subject on the value of 0. There were various senior professors at the material time who completed their doctorates, and the college and the principals at that time had the graciousness of giving them out to other colleges. The new starting colleges in Baroda, in Nagpur and in Pune have had the privilege of getting professors from Ahmednagar College who could lead them. I remember Dr. Vijay Puranik becoming the principal of Lonala College, Dr. Alfred Jacob becoming the dean in the Bharatiya Vidyapit, and recently I met Dr. M.S. Bhagwan, who once taught mathematics and statistics in Ahmednagar College, who is now the director and the head of department in Bharatiya Vidyapit Statistics and Mathematics Department. There are n number of professors that I could recall today. How could I forget Mr. Mangal Singh Thakur, the physical director, a towering figure, and he and his people, or rather the volunteers under him who used to do gymming and bodybuilding, we used to never have a law and order situation. All that required was just for Mr. Mangal Singh Thakur to pass by and everything would be quiet. When I speak about all these remembrances, there's one particular thought which is most pertinent or important that I would like to share with you. My question to the people, and especially the Maharashtrian Christians at large, is: do we cherish our Christian institutions? Do we cherish these missionaries in reality? Are we really grateful for the work that they have done of starting this college and starting various boarding schools and starting various mission schools? Because when I look back and remember the glorious days of the American Mission Clarabruce High School, or the American Mission Boys High School, or the boarding school and mission school at Rahuri, which schools were the feeder branches giving students a future opening in life? Children who had been introduced to Christianity in the rural areas, when they had to come into the mainstream, these mission schools and hostels provided them a way of life. Even then, it is told about Dr. Hiwale that students who could not really afford to feed themselves were literally fed by Dr. Hiwale and his wife, Mrs. Ruth. And I think that tradition continued many years later also, because I remember distinctly seeing a poor boys' hostel, which was a dormitory, provided with good lighting and good staying accommodation, and also a poor boys' mess, where for a very minimum sum, the poor students from the rural areas would be fed sumptuous, good quality food, unlimited food, that is, good quality of jawarka rotis and everything. What I also distinctly remember under these principles is the uniqueness of how they posted students in the hostels. A student from a very rural background, a student from some other district, and a student who came from public schools, all three different branches and different backgrounds were put together in one room. I have seen students coming to the Ahmednagar College in their very rural and simplistic attire of pajama, a sadra, some wearing even a Gandhi topi, leather chappals heeled with the horseshoe, and in a matter of 6 months, there would be a great transformation in this person. People coming from absolute rural backgrounds have gone to great heights, joining different services. And it is towards this particular transformation, I would say, that the college and the founder and the subsequent principals and the staff have inspired many to be big in life, to make it really good in life. The scene of Ahmednagar, though financially has changed, one can never forget through what days of acute famine the city has been. Therefore, my appeal in closing to all of you who have gathered here, and especially to Dr. R.J. Barnabas, whom we as college students and young schoolmates, we used to refer to him as Tarun. That was his pet name. And we all know him as Tarun Barnabas, but he is actually Rajneesh Barnabas. So to Dr. Barnabas and his team and his faculty, I would say that you are now under the shadow of these greats I have just spoken about. You are here to emulate them, to transfer and inspire the future generations to come. When I see the air-drone pictures and I visit the Ahmednagar College site online, I see that the college has come a very long way with a lot of modernization, with a lot of modern facilities, with new courses, with new faculties to develop your skills. So it is this dream that has to go forward. Because when you look at the closing down of so many Christian institutions, it is this institution which has lasted through all kinds of ups and downs. It has always come shining with wonderful results. It has always provided a bread and butter to so many people who are on the staff, as not only as teachers, not only as lecturers, but working in the library, laboratories, the gardens, the gymkhanas, the clerical staff, and n number of people working in the security and other fields. So this is a bread earner, not only an institution, but it also provides many the day's bread and butter. So the Christian population at Ahmednagar and also in the district of Ahmednagar and elsewhere in Maharashtra, whenever we want to remember all the great missionaries, it must be our personal privilege and also a personal moral duty to always remember the missionary Dr. Reverend Bhaskar Pandurang Hiwale, and also remember other missionaries like Wagner, Fairbanks, who got education, who were biologists, who were botanists and agriculturists, and who brought a whole lot of socio-economic change to the district. So as we stand here at the bust of Dr. Hiwale with flowers in our hands to offer to him as a mark of our respect, let me just give you one little suggestion. The next time you are in the cemetery of Ahmednagar, just carry a few extra flowers with you and lay a few flowers on the grave of Dr. Hiwale, also on the grave of Reverend Narayan Vaman Rao Tilak, also on the graves of all people whom you may know. I have known a gentleman way back in Ahmednagar who used to visit the grave cemetery on the 2nd of November, much later in the evening, and he would carry a basket full of flowers, and then he would go visiting all those graves which did not have any flowers on them, and he used to lay flowers on those unattended, ungrieved graves. I am not saying that go and grieve for all our founder fathers, but go there as a mark of respect. Go there as a sense of gratitude that we are here in our positions. We are here enjoying a wonderful life because of the education and the principles and the moral values that we got in Ahmednagar College. Let me share with you one personal experience. I gave my first sermon as the president of Students' Christian Movement in the Ahmednagar College in the year 1976. And since then, I have not stopped speaking in various churches all over Maharashtra. It is my personal yoke that I have carried, being influenced by various lecturers, people who have influenced me greatly in the chapel activities, and the vibrancy of the Ahmednagar College. People who have been in Ahmednagar College will always remember the college with a distinction of having the most green campus, the beautiful greenery, the best botanical garden that Pune University can ever boast of, and also one of the best libraries that Pune University could ever have. It was once said that Ahmednagar College had a library which was better than the University of Mumbai library or even the University of Pune library, where we had a book bank system. We could take books from the library and use them for the year round. And during the examinations, the college management would see that the study circle was open. The Gymkhana hall would be cleared of the table tennis tables and study benches would be put up. All the campus street lights would be ensured that they are in working condition so that children could just sit out in the summer heat, out in the open, under the cool night breeze and study. So it was this atmosphere of enabling people to be successful in life that has really made this college a great one. As I close my few words in honor of Dr. Hiwale, let this Founders Day be an inspiration. There's a lot more material available about Dr. Hiwale on the internet that each one should sometime visit. I am thankful to Mr. Rannavare who called me, and also for Dr. R.J. Barnabas to having me as the speaker for today. It has been my privilege and at the same time the most humble experience. May God be with you all and hold you up in this mission of education. Thank you. Good day.
Thank you indeed, sir. It is with a heart of gratitude that we come to the close of this function. Before I move on to propose the vote of thanks, I would like to take a moment to remember the daughter of our founder, Dr. Sarla Barnabas ma'am, who is no more with us, but we remember that her spirit lives on. Also, I would like to remember Mr. Philip Barnabas, ex-secretary BPHE Society, who was called to the heavenly abode recently. On behalf of the institution, I express my thanks to the honorable chief guest of the function, Mr. Vinay Ohol. It has been a pleasure to have you with us, sir, and we truly enlightened by your words. I express my thanks to the management of BPHE Society, Principal Dr. R.J. Barnabas of Ahmednagar College, for this very important function. I thank Dr. Mehta and Dr. Pathare for their graceful presence. I thank all the vice principals and the registrar of Ahmednagar College. I thank the faculty, staff for being here and everyone involved in presenting this memorable event. Thank you all. 22nd January, that we in Ahmednagar College celebrate as the Founders' Day, is indeed an occasion for all of us, staff and students, to remind ourselves of the noble history to which we are inheritors, to immerse ourselves once again in that spirit that marked the establishment of this institution, so that we are inspired continuously, make true a founder's dream. Thank you all and have a good day. Do visit our program on YouTube and like and share with everyone. Thank you.